Seriously? Another video on this? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the third and final video on the Scott's tractor lawnmower. It shouldn't have taken 3 videos, honestly. Everything that we've done so far is pretty simple. Just been waiting on some parts and whatnot. So in this video, I just want to do a quick recap on what we've done so far, as well as kind of just do an overview of what we're going to plan for today. Last video, we got this thing running, cleaned the carb, did all that stuff. New battery tray, new ignition switch, new solenoid, new fuel filter. Got it running, would not drive. I was laying underneath this thing afterwards, trying to figure out if we needed new drive belts, whatever. And total rookie mistake. I was looking behind here, thinking, oh, there's no transmission disengagement, but on this lawnmower, it's under the seat. And I had it in the push position, so that's why the transmission didn't work. With that in the correct position, it works fine. However, reverse still didn't work, and I think that's just user error. I was looking at the manual later on, which I was able to find. Supposedly, I don't quite understand how it works, but you can operate this machine either with the foot pedal or with this, I don't know what they call it. They call it it's half the stickers and labels are missing here, so I can't really tell, but basically, if this is in any position other than all the way back, you don't have any reverse. But you can change your forward speeds just from here instead of using the pedal, apparently. So I think that was just user error. So for this video, just gonna go ahead and do an oil change, which I already started, letting that run out. But the main thing is we're gonna look at the deck, make sure everything's all good there, throw that thing back on, clean this up one more time, and then we'll be done. All right, let's get into it. So the belt itself, oh yeah, my daughter wanted to practice painting fingernails, so think nothing of my beautiful array of colors. But in this video, or sorry, in this deck, it's got kind of a weird belt layout, and I want to try to keep that as intact as possible because the chances of me remembering how that goes are slim. Just going to forewarn you. So I want to get this cover off, and then we'll just clean out. There's a lot of debris in here just to make sure that these pulleys are all free. I can't tell right now because I think the brake is engaged, but let's just get into it. We'll see what we see. So, a lot of dirt, a lot of debris. And that pulley is stuck on there pretty good. Yeah, brake is off. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember when we first looked at it, there's probably some drag from the blades underneath, but I think I still want to pop off these pulleys, give them a good cleaning, just to give them a fighting chance. So, need some other sockets. All right, let's see what size our main pulleys are going to be. 7/8. Seems right. And that's the other thing. The belt is kind of rust welded to the pulley, but it's not cracked, so, well, really small cracks. But I'm not going to replace that if we don't have to. Yeah. There is a grease underneath here. Probably never ever been greased before. So let's see here. That whole spindle should pop out, but I wonder if it's bolted. Hang on a sec. You guys are gonna go for a little ride, but I think you'll stay. Yeah, so well, it spins underneath with the blade, so it's not seized, but there's an awful lot of rope and grass underneath here on all of them. So I think I'm just going to clean up some of this stuff, and I will bring you back after I have a better overview of what's going on. There's no point in you guys watching me clean rope. So give me a few minutes. Well, somebody had an unfortunate run-in with some rope. We got that cleaned up from below. Everything is spinning freely. It's hard to show you right now because the brakes are still default to engaged. So I have to, can't remember which way it goes, like that to disengage, but the spring will pull it back. So everything is free. Lubed up all the spindles. I think it's ready to go. I sharpened the blades, balanced the blades. Now we just got to get it up underneath here. I got to finish the oil change, and then we'll throw this thing on. All right, just finished washing this off with my daughter. Cleaned it up fairly well. I'm gonna come back and do a little polishing. Not gonna do any paint remediation. Got the deck on. I couldn't show you guys that. It was way too frustrating. I couldn't remember how it went, how it came off, and like it doesn't seem too complex. There's a clip in the back, a hitch pin, I should say. 2 hitch pins on either side, so 4 altogether. And then it's got a primer and a secondary belt, which luckily the belt pattern was right there on the machine still. But there was this little bracket here that had to come out. So going back in, it was like trying to fit 4 different things all together at the same time. And it took me longer than expected to do that. So, and then the last thing was just the engagement spring for the PTO. Now that that's all done, I'm waiting for one front tube there, and then as we were washing, I noticed this big old crack right here in the rear. And for the longest time, I thought it was holding air just fine, but then after moving it a little bit, I mean, it's flat. So I'm gonna have to get a tube for that one as well. This one's fine. So yeah, oil change is done. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a wax, and those 2 tubes, and then we should be done with this one. I'll bring you back once some of those parts come in. Why don't you go sit on the bench over there? We got 3 new tubes in. This is the only one that does not have a tube, and it's holding. The other ones, I think, this one had a crack in it in the sidewall. This one, I think, was just a bad seat for the bead. And it's hard to tell because it's all wet right now. We just had some rain come through, but we waxed this thing up pretty nice and got it all cleaned up. Deck is on. We just had some rain come through, but prior to that, we got this thing waxed up and looking nice, so hopefully it'll look pretty good after it dries out. The deck is on. It runs, it drives, it cuts. It runs, it drives, it cuts. Full service. I'm not gonna, unfortunately, it's all wet and I don't feel like getting wet, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. I don't know why, but the instrument panel here is kind of intermittent. When I was testing it earlier, I actually got the hour meter to show up, and it was like 375 hours. Like you can see, like right now, even it just sometimes it doesn't show up. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but for as rough as this machine is, that's as good as we're gonna get. So with that, I think we're just about done. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, thanks for watching. So if you can see there, 365 hours. And we just had a loose connection on the solenoid here, getting power to the dash.